I didn't plan to make a statement about this, but hearing those remarks, I felt compelled, especially as somebody who's actually seen this process play out, watched voting from overseas, serving in our military. The challenge I have is that last year when voters took this up and they were told this narrative that if they passed Proposal 2 that it was somehow going to help military personnel vote, people of Michigan said, that makes a lot of sense to us. I think it appealed to them. And the law that the bill that we just took up actually removes one of the safeguards that people were voting on. This idea that if the return envelope has a postmark, what we just took up has language that says if there is no postmark that actually exists, that ballot can still be processed. Now, I'm going to assume the best, that the authors of this legislation didn't intend this, or they're just doing this in the good spirit of trying to make sure everyone gets an opportunity to vote. But the reality is that when people are serving overseas, and they may not take the time, they may be too busy to look into their options to vote, they may not choose to exercise the right to vote in that particular election, the legislation that we just passed opens the door for somebody to use their identity and falsely put a ballot into the system that has no postmark whatsoever, and for some bureaucrat to decide we're still going to count that ballot. I think it's shameful. I wish we would take this more seriously, and that as much emphasis as we put on making sure that everybody's ability to vote is protected, we should also put as much emphasis on making sure that no one has their voice silenced because our system leaves the door open for people to vote fraudulently. Thank you. I would like my remarks printed in the journal.